Hello and welcome to episode 1 of DADPOOL'S Stories. Episode 1 is titled Wasteland. Once a thriving city, now reduced to a haunting reflection of its former glory, the post-apocalyptic society was plagued by darkness and despair. The once bustling streets were now abandoned, and remnants of ruined buildings stood as remnants of the past. People who once thrived now struggled to survive amidst the desolation. In this desolate world lived a group of survivors who banded together in a dilapidated warehouse at the city's outskirts. It was the only place they felt a shred of safety, a sliver of hope. It was here that our story unfolds. The survivors had heard rumors of a once famed scientist who had created a strange chemical that had inadvertently caused a catastrophic event leading to the world's demise. They believed that finding this scientist and his research would help them understand what had happened and possibly unveil a way to reverse the devastation. Driven by this glimmer of hope, the group set out on a treacherous journey throughout the ruined city, each step filled with fear and uncertainty. As they made their way deeper into the heart of darkness, they stumbled upon an old laboratory hidden within the ruins of a once famous university. Inside, the atmosphere was suffocating, the air heavy with an eerie silence. Broken glass and rusted equipment littered the floor. It was then they discovered a journal left behind by the scientist, detailing his experiments and the fateful event that had caused the apocalypse. Their excitement quickly turned into horror as they realized the scientist's experiments had led to the creation of abominations. Creatures that defied nature and stalked the night, feeding on the remains of the fallen world. The scientist's intentions had been noble, but had unleashed unspeakable horrors upon humanity. Suddenly, the survivors heard a distant screeching sound echoing throughout the corridors. Panic set in as they realized they were not alone. The grotesque creations of the scientists lurked within the shadows, drawing to the presence of the intruders in their once forgotten sanctuary. One by one, the survivors were picked off, their screams echoing through the decaying walls. Their desperate attempts to fight back were futile against the abominations that possessed unnatural strength and insatiable hunger. The remaining survivor, a young woman named Sarah, realized that the only way to escape this nightmare was to destroy the source of the darkness. Armed with nothing but a flickering flashlight and a deep determination, she ventured deeper into the labyrinth nightmare. As Sarah made her way to the scientist's secret laboratory hidden beneath the university, she encountered even more terrifying creatures, the true embodiment of her darkest nightmares. The walls seemed to close in on her, each step leading her further into a web of madness. Finally, Sarah reached the hidden laboratory, her heart pounding in her chest. The room was filled with a putrid stench, with jars containing grotesque experiments lining the shelves. There, at the center, was the remains of a scientist himself, a horrifying sight of twisted flesh and decay. Sarah gathered her remaining strength and approached the ruined workbench, desperately searching for a solution. Her shaking hands found a small vial hidden amidst the chaos. It contained a single drop of the failed chemical that had caused all this. With no other choice, Sarah swiftly drank the contents of the vial, her body convulsing with a mix of terror and determination. She felt a surge of energy, unlike anything before, coursing through her veins. She became the new vessel for the chemical, absorbing its essence and acquiring its power. With newfound strength, Sarah fought back against the abominations, her movements almost supernatural. She unleashed her wrath upon them, one by one, until none were left standing. Bathed in the glow of her flashlight, Sarah emerged from the darkness, the last survivor of the group. This dreaded night was etched into her memory, haunting her forever. The post-apocalyptic society would forever remember the horrors that had consumed it, but perhaps, just perhaps, Sarah's sacrifice will remind future generations of the danger of tampering with forces beyond their control. And this brings the end of Wasteland. Please subscribe and share this channel, and we'll get into next week a new story, a new tale of terror. Thank you for listening, and try to stay alive till next time.